and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm doing something a little different. Well, I'm talking about something, but I'm going to take off my makeup rather than put it on. So since I've been doing so much research into creeps from Hollywood and just everything, one story that's always baffled me, and I didn't really know if I wanted to talk about it or not, was Kylie Jenner and Tyga. So I've decided to talk about it. So yeah, let's get into this. All this is kind of allegedly just things I found on Google or YouTube or Instagram, things that I found interesting and thought were relevant to the story. So take everything with a pinch of salt because, you know, Google's not always right. So Kylie was born the 10th of August 1997 and she's 24. Tyga was born the 19th of November 1989. So he's 32. That's today. Right. So Tyga signed to Lil Wayne's records, Young Money, is that what's called? Blood Money, Young Money, in 2008 and has been making music ever since. And Kylie Jenner, as we all know, is Kylie Jenner. She's like one of the most successful women in the world. Back in 2011, Kendall Jenner was having her sweet 16th, and at the time Tyga was really famous. Like I remember when I was kind of that age, like 15, 16, 17, Tyga was kind of it. Everyone loved Tyga. He had some really good songs. So Kendall wanted him to play at her party, at her sweet 16, and bear in mind Kylie was only 14 at the time, so super young. Tyga's 8 years older, so when Kylie was 14 he was 22, which we already know this is a bit of a red flag, you know, because Grooming, can't say the word, but you know what I'm going, where I'm going with this. But when Tyga was asked to perform, it said this is where he actually met Kylie for the first time, because back then Kylie was still a nobody. I don't even think she had got like her lips done yet or anything, so I think Kylie Jenner was still just Kim's younger sister. There was no like real stories about her. She wasn't famous. She wasn't your world's youngest self-made billionaire, although not anymore, but she was just Kim's younger sister. There was nothing more to Kylie. Anyway, so I'm using a face cloth and a bowl of water and I hope I don't get water everywhere. So after this party is when Kylie and Tyga were seen out together more often, and that's when like talks of them potentially being in a relationship started to emerge and started to be talked about online at the time. And at Kylie's 17th birthday there was a video of him giving her a shot, which we all know the legal age in America is 21. And you know what, if this was like a normal girl's birthday and I don't know, like her older brother or older sisters may give her like a drink, you could say that's okay. But because it was Tyga and he was so much older and he was already into her since she was 14, it was like really weird to me. And at the time he was with Black China and they have a son together. Before like Kylie started dating Tyga, Kim and China were like really good friends. They were always like posting together, because Kim as well, she was like famous but not like Kim Kardashian level famous today. So I think yeah, so they kind of separated ways as well. So after this video of Tyga giving Kylie a shot surfaced, China broke up with Tyga, and China went into an interview and said, I don't think he cheated on me, but their relationship is in a friendship. Definitely influenced the breakup, and that's why they kind of broke up. But she did say she didn't think that they cheated, and I don't know if she was saying that because although she'd be like really mad at him if he did, at the same time he is the father of her son, so you kind of have to be careful what you say about like the father of your kids, don't you, especially when you're like famous, because nothing gets left behind. For a long time, obviously because Kylie was underage, they denied their relationship even though they were seen like by paparazzi going on cinema dates. He had a tattoo saying Kylie, but they obviously couldn't admit it at this time because she was underage, and being a celebrity, that's against the law. And we all know Kris Jenner is amazing, and she was probably like, yeah, cool, you can date, but you just need to be really careful because, you know, she's underage. And then Tyga tweeted out in September 2020, 2014. It makes up, I'd say 2014. He tweeted out saying, been friends, oh no, he tweeted, don't believe the rumors, been friends with the family forever, we're just friends. It was a lie because that Halloween they dressed up together, like matching outfits, for Thanksgiving she posted a photo of him as well, I guess like Thanksgiving, thanking her boyfriend who wasn't her boyfriend. So she said, and that December Kylie tweeted out saying, I'm not trying to become a rapper, I'm not trying to get married, and I'm not pregnant. So there was just so many rumors floating about the two of them. February 2015, Drake released the song with a stab to Tyga saying you need to act your age, not your girlfriend's age. Everyone obviously knew, they just couldn't make it public. They were seen together, they were going on dates, tattoos, posting photos of each other. So everyone knew, but them two as a couple could not confirm that they were a couple because it was illegal. At the time, I think the legal age in LA must be 18, because she didn't come out that they were in a relationship until she was 18. I say Amber Heard. Amber Rose went on a radio station basically saying that Tyga should be ashamed of himself for dating a younger girl, and this obviously brought a lot of unwanted media attention, and everyone wanted to know the truth. Why are we lying about it? And I guess as long as it wasn't confirmed, nothing could happen. Neither of them could get in trouble. Tyga couldn't have been called like a pedo or anything like that, because if it's not confirmed, it's not confirmed. And then a really weird thing I saw as well, Kanye West was on a radio station, and Kanye said Tyga's really smart getting in while she's young, and I feel like, wow, that's a red flag. And he must have been with Kim at the time as well. Just feel like, wow, that's a real red flag. That shouldn't have been said. That shouldn't have been allowed to be aired. And why wasn't he called out more at the time? Like, he's basically just said, it's okay, get in with a girl when she's younger so you can start GROONINGing her. It's just really weird. While she was still 17, Tyga posted a photo of her as well. And the caption was something like, few sights catch the eyes, but no, wait, only a few sights, no, he's the look, but only a few eyes catch the heart, something like that. And I think just like everyone knew, they just needed to confirm it. So she had an 18th birthday party. So up until this point, they had obviously been dating for at least 2 years. I don't want to say 4 years because 16 sounds so much better than a 14 years old dating a 22 years old. I just feel like, oh, what would a 22 years old have in common with a 14 years old? And then what would a 24 years old have in common with a 16 years old? It's just crazy to me, especially with like the legal age to go out and drinking is 21 in America, and just what would you have in common with that person? It just drives me so weird, so nuts. So for her 18th birthday, Tyga bought her a brand new Ferrari, and she appeared on his music video around this time, quite seductively with each other. So because she was obviously 18, and then they decided just to like admit it to the world, I think everyone just kind of forgot about it and just let them be, well, because she's old enough. Everything seemed to be going well until a 14 years old girl named Molly came out saying Tyga was sending her unwanted photos, wanting to do FaceTime with her, and just texting her all the time. And although there was like some articles that said Tyga came out denying all these allegations and he had like proof, it still came out. And when Kylie turned 19, he got her a Maybach car. Wow. Well, actually, I'm only saying wow because every report I read or every article or video, it was like, oh, wow, a Maybach. I mean, I don't know anything about cars, so it didn't really faze me at all when I seen it. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But yeah, he got her a Maybach car, which is obviously a really big deal. But the day before, a judge issued an arrest for Tyga because he was living in a house that was $16,000 a month, and he was over $1 million in debt from not paying his rent. So I think Tyga, like, he had money because he was like rapping and doing performances and stuff, but I don't think he was as famous as me or as rich as maybe like the Jenners were. You know what I mean? Like what Kanye might have been doing for Kim. You know what I mean? Like lavishing out so much money on her. I don't think he would have been able to keep up with it because he just didn't have that much money. And in April 2017, their relationship came to an end, and it just says that they just need some space from each other. And I think everyone kind of thought that maybe they would get back together, or it wasn't really the end, but I think it was the end for them. And then the following February, Kylie gave birth to Stormy, and there was obviously lots of talks because of the dates, and Tyga wanted a maternity test. I don't know if it was confirmed that he got it or not. There was like talks, and I did see like photos where people compared Stormy to Tyga and said, oh, she looks just like Tyga. But then there's also stories comparing the child to Bodyguard as well. So I think when you take a photo of a child, I think most of the time you can probably put different people beside the child and say they kind of look like them, and everyone sees it so different. Because there were some photos where I was like, no, I don't think she looks like Tyga, and then there was other ones where I was like, oh yeah, but could be just like the angle of the photo or maybe the lighting as well. So I think, yeah, that was kind of it. And then Tyga went on a radio station a while later and basically was saying that the Kardashians just use black men to cultural appropriate, and just kind of use them so they can do certain things, wear certain things, have their hair, be influenced by them. And actually at the moment I did see a thing about that where, you know, Kim and Khloe are kind of getting rid of their BBLs, and I never really thought about it, but traditionally black men would be more into a more voluptuous curvy girl and white guys wouldn't, and I think that's kind of right, to be honest. As a white girl, I can just tell you right now, all you ever see is like thin and big boobs and blonde hair, but whether I think black women grow up around more voluptuous women with more curves and can feel into their sex appeal, which is really good. But I think now that they're reversing it, it's like they're doing it for the white male gaze, and I think that could be like a whole video in itself. But Tyga brought that up, that basically they just use black men to get further in their careers. And I guess there's certain times you can look at it and say, okay, fair enough. As in getting our lips done. Traditionally, black women tend to have bigger lips than white women. Or like wearing braids in her hair and different things. So I say it depends whatever kind of angle you look at it, you can agree with him. But then at the same time, you can also listen to the interview and be like, well, I think you're just a little bit bitter because she's worth a lot of money, and everything. And he also was like, about like her lip kits and stuff, talking about how like he helped her come up with names and he should really get some credit. And I think before he said that, I would have been on his side. But this was around time Kylie Cosmetics was getting super big. Everyone knew she was making a lot of money from it. So I think it was kind of like, Tyga, pick a side, like calm down. So I think yeah, we can all agree with it. But I think it's like people like talk about like Elvis Presley dating Priscilla when she was so young and he was so old. There's just so many different examples in my head. But I think it still happens to today. Like Drake's another person I want to do on this. The way he texts younger girls and talks about them is so wrong. Jared Leto, I have a script wrote up about him to do. And I just think it happens all around us all the time. But because they're obviously like celebrities and they're famous, there's nothing said about this. And I think if Kylie didn't have Stormy and didn't have Kylie Cosmetics, maybe this would have been talked about more. But she had so much else going on in her life. She had a new boyfriend, she had a child, she has Kylie Cosmetics, and she was the world's youngest self-made billionaire, and she was just like an insta body. So I think she had so much more going on, but Tyga didn't, and I think that's why he sounded so bitter in the interview. But I do understand some of the points he's saying, but at the same time there were some bits that were like, oh, I think they're just a little bit bitter. So that kind of brings me to the end of my video. I'm really weird that I have no makeup on. I feel so strange. Let me know what you think about this, because sometimes I think when I'm taking my makeup off, I could do something else with it rather than not do anything. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.